Jesus explains the third Jewish temple, narrated by Daniel. In Revelation 11:1 and 2, John was told to measure the temple. But which temple? The temple in Jerusalem had already been destroyed, with not one stone left upon another. And the temple could not have been in heavenly realms, because of the mention that the outer court was given to the Gentiles. Therefore, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. And the truth of the matter is that John was taken in the Spirit into the future to measure a temple that doesn't yet exist, except in the minds of those planning to build it. John was told to measure the third Jewish temple that shall exist in the last days, in the time of the end. And regardless of where any previous temple stood, the vision of the builders is to erect the building to be known as the Temple of God on what is commonly referred to as the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And while it is true that I do not dwell in temples made with hands, the ambition of man is to erect a building to God's glory. Even so, the Scriptures must be fulfilled. Know therefore and understand that the third Jewish temple shall be built in the last days on the north side of the congregation of the Gentiles. For this is where Lucifer shall sit when he is cast down out of heaven to earth. This is the temple in which the man of sin shall sit as God when he is revealed. This is the temple from which the Antichrist shall issue the decree that all the world should worship the image of the beast and receive his mark in their right hand or in their forehead. In the days when Jerusalem shall be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles 42 months, there shall also stand my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days. Therefore, know and understand from the prophecies of Daniel that from the time that the Holy Covenant is confirmed, there shall be 220 days until the daily sacrifice begins, at the time when the temple altar is sacrifice ready. And then there shall be 1,040 days until the daily sacrifice is caused to cease in the midst of Daniel's 70th week. And then there shall be 1,260 days when the sanctuary and Jerusalem and the host of heaven and the truth shall all be trodden underfoot. This is the time of desolation spoken of by my prophet Daniel. And then the temple shall be cleansed. The entrance of my word gives understanding to the simple, because the understanding is simple to those who have ears to listen and hearts to believe. Let me illustrate. The Antichrist shall confirm the Holy Covenant at the beginning of Daniel's 70th week. And then the daily sacrifice shall begin 220 days into Daniel's 70th week. This is understood from the prophecies of Daniel. And then there shall be 1,040 days until the daily sacrifice is caused to cease in the midst of Daniel's 70th week. And then there shall be 1,260 days, 42 months, when the sanctuary and Jerusalem and the saints and the truth shall be cast down to the ground and trodden underfoot. Then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. I shall do nothing except I first reveal it to my servants, the prophets. These things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. Coming next, Jesus explains the size and shape of heaven.